What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Breaking News. The SBA deposits 6 figures of EIDL funds into my bank account. It is Wednesday, June the 2nd, 2021. Happy hump day to you. Please do me a huge favor, give this video a thumbs up, hashtag EIDL with the comments below. And don't forget, I'm over on Twitter at Try Small Biz, username Small Biz Inc., the name of the company that I formed a little over a month ago to help grow your small business. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to launch in the next couple of weeks. You're going to create a profile. You're going to advertise your website, your products and services. And over the next 10, 20, 30 years and beyond, we're all going to make an absolute bloody fortune. So be sure to be on the lookout for that in the next, I want to say 2 weeks, but it's definitely going live before the 4th of July weekend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I woke up this morning. I hope you enjoyed a few days off, including, hey, shout out to the snowflakes. You know, there's always one or two that are hitting me within the first 10 or 15 seconds. What a life, right? They're subscribed to the channel, and they want to give me a thumbs down within 10 seconds of me going live. So, fellas, all you testosterone-less mofos, we appreciate you. We appreciate those thumbs down, at least 2 to 2.5%, 3% these days. But, ladies and gentlemen, more importantly, right, I woke up this morning to a gigantic sum of money. I think it was 4:30. I was like, well, you know, the holiday's over. Let me check. So I logged into my mobile bank account, and there it was. And needless to say, I couldn't sleep. So I had to get up. I made some coffee. This is like 5 o'clock in the morning. Normally, I sleep in until around 6:30, 7 o'clock. So I'm driving around the neighborhood. I took one of my favorite leisurely drives out to a countryside town called Milton, and I'm just absorbing what has gone on in the last several months. In fact, 14 in total since I've been running this channel. So I'm going to tell you what happened, how I think I got it done. But what I need from everybody today, in the comments below, you got to tell me where you are, because the fight's not over until you get 10 grand, regardless of size, location, or credit score, with respect to that fucking grant, 24 months of working capital, $2 million loan caps. And yes, as we heard last week in the House Committee for Small Business, did you hear a couple of them speak up? They want the Eidl loan forgiven, treated just like PPP, so that you never pay the SBA a dime. So until all 4 of those, and probably 2 or 3 more happen, I ain't going anywhere. So pull up a chair, ladies and gentlemen, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine. Here we go. It was good to get a couple of days off. I think I haven't done a video now in 3 or 4 days. I know some of you are probably going through withdrawals. At least most of you said, my goodness, take a few days off. Because you've been railing Groundhog Day, right? You see me rocking in this fucking chair for 14 months. It's the same shit. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But the good news is the SBA is going 3 times faster now with respect to the grant. I wonder why. Why in the world did they all of a sudden wake up last week and speed it up by a factor of 3x? Somebody tell me in the comments why that might want to be. And by the way, the loan is actually speeding up a little bit. They were only doing $2.25 to $2.5 billion a month. Now I understand it's up over 3. So look, we have to appreciate the SBA's effort. I don't know if it's they've got more help. They're leaning on Rocket Mortgage. I haven't gotten the facts yet, but speaking of the facts, some of our friends that are working hard, you might know 1 or 2 of them behind the scenes, have secured a meeting with Jackie Rosen's office. I think it's Thursday or Friday. I don't think she's going to be on the call, but members of her staff are. And we have one big fucking question that we want to ask. Somebody tell us on this call why Jackie Rosen and John Cornyn, who wrote and sponsored the EIDL for Small Business Act, known as S513, why has neither one said a damn word in the last 3 months? If you go to Jackie Rosen's Twitter feed and you scroll down for miles, there is not a single fucking comment on S513. Now, the optimistic side of that story is Chucky Schumer's about to slide in $15 billion into that $2 trillion-ish infrastructure bill. They've got 50 line items on the last bill. No reason why small business owners, the backbone of this country, can't be considered infrastructure. When you look at 2/3 of the spending, it's not related to roads, bridges, and highways. There's all sorts of stuff in there. I could easily make the case, along with many of you, that the small business owner, 99% of the companies in this country are the backbone of the United States of America. So I don't know. There's got to be some reason why she hasn't said a damn word. The only other reason, which is not a good answer, is that they're sticking to their guns. They're going to continue to pander to low-income communities. They've decided that Fuck 5 million middle class, even though there's minorities, women, and our great veterans, thank you for serving this country, who are in that middle income community and some in high income because they've worked their ass off, but they've suffered an 80 to 90% economic loss. But we're going to turn our back on them. We want some of those smelly Walmart voters. So if you know who comes back in 2024, we have a lock on the low income community. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the truth. More importantly, however, I need everybody, and I'll go through how I thought I got the money on day 8 of being approved. I need everybody in the comments. This is going to help formulate my strategy for the next couple of months until everybody gets 10 grand, regardless of size, location, or credit score on the grant. The caps are going to $2 million this month. I do not know if it's going to affect 24 months of working capital, or are you going to have to go in 2 lots sometime in the early part of the fall? I don't know. And yes, as we saw in the House Committee for Small Business, headed by Nydia Velasquez last week, there was 1 or 2 congressmen and women from both sides of the aisle that said what I've been telling you now for 14 months. They want the Eidl loan forgiven. So that goes along with Ben Cardin, who is chairman of the Senate Committee for Small Business. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just not me blowing smoke up your ass. There is plenty of senators, congressmen, and women in both parties that want the Eidl loan treated like PPP, so you never pay the SBA a dime. Now, I personally believe, based on everything I know, there's going to have to be some economic loss. If you're like Jeff Bezos and you retired during the pandemic, you're probably not getting your Eidl loan forgiven. But if you're like most of you watching me right now, and you've suffered a 30, 50, 75, 80% economic loss, yes, I do believe the first 50 to 100,000, maybe more, if you've been totally wiped out, is going to be forgiven. There are men and women in both houses, both parties, that want to get it done. So I'm going to keep working on those 4 things. Tell me in the comments, where are you right now? Did you get the Eidl advance, the targeted Eidl advance, and the $5,000 supplemental? Tell me. Are you still stuck in limbo where your portal says approved, but you haven't been funded on day 8 like I was this morning? I need to know the details. So everybody should be stepping in. Tell us if you got your money. I know a lot of you did, but still over 90%, according to our polls, along with Ryder over at Skip, have not gotten the targeted Eidl advance. They're going 3 times faster, so you have to believe. I'm going to say in the next 30 to 60 days, more than half of you that are eligible, low income, 30% economic loss, are going to get 10, or in some cases, the extra 5 for a total of 15 if you were cut in half. So you got to tell me. And if it's with respect to 24 months of working capital, how long you been waiting? Have they approved you yet? What are the problems? What are the pain points? I got to know. And I'll scroll through what's probably going to be over 1,000 comments within 24 hours. In the next several videos that I'll do, I'll answer what I would do to overcome that situation. But let me remind everybody, in case you haven't watched the last few videos. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got a hold of a Tier 2 supervisor. I called up the SBA. And you know me, I was a little pushy and a little pissed off, but still professional. And I basically said, hey, I need to speak to a Tier 2 supervisor. What's this in reference to? Well, I've got a problem with my account. I'm in the process of my 3rd reconsideration. And if I don't get an answer on a couple of my questions, I'm going to have to file a lawsuit against the SBA. Hold on 1 second, sir. And then here comes this angel from above. And she documents my account. She tells me you need to PDF that driver's license front and back and the voided check front and back. So she notates all of that. I was so impressed with her. I said, can I write a letter of recommendation to your boss? She said, sure. Use the email address in the lower right-hand corner, Disaster Assistance at SBA, and use her agent number. It's 4 digits. So I wrote a fantastic letter of recommendation. Within 40 minutes, the SBA wrote me back. And they said, thank you for your note on agent so-and-so. Please be advised that we forwarded it to her supervisor. I got to believe that was in my account. So what I think happened, ladies and gentlemen, this is not favoritism because they showed me none. I went through 3 going on 4 reconsiderations. They were doing me no favors up until that call. So somebody looked at my file, and maybe it was her. She called up somebody in reconsideration and she said, you know, I got this guy. It looks like he's called 50 times in the last 12 months. He seems like the real deal. I showed her my website. I sent incorporation papers. I sent every bank statement. I sent everything to verify that I'm legit because they had me this time locked up for non-verifiable information. What's non-verifiable about me? I mean, I know I'm the guy that talks at the ceiling and people wonder, why is he looking up there? It's a quirk. It's a fucking quirk. For all you F-bombers. It's something, I don't know, I started doing it 6 months ago. It just seems like the way I need to communicate in 2021, but maybe someday I'll stop doing it. So they showed me no favoritism whatsoever for over a year until she got involved. And she may have called someone and said, look, let's get this guy through. Because I not only got through legal in less than 24 hours, I think legal was like 16 hours. So I was approved through legal. And boom, within 48 hours, I was ready to go. And then, as I said this morning, which is day 8, the money shows up in my account. So everything has been holding true. The time in total is shrinking down to somewhere around 40 to 45 days. Once you get approved and you get through legal, it's 7 to 10 days. I had a lot of people this morning and yesterday write to me telling me on day 7, on day 8, on day 9, I got funded. So there are a lot of people getting funded, ladies and gentlemen, and there's a lot of folks like myself who have been put through the grinder, not once, not twice, but 3 times, that eventually get through. There's no doubt in my mind, because I've got 50 to 100 emails a day to back this up. The SBA, to their credit in this case, is being far more lenient, because in the past, you had 2 reconsiderations and you were done. Once they said no, you had another chance within 6 months, and then you were finished. I went through the damn thing 3 times. There's a guy I know that went through it 4 times. He went to 2 different loan officers. They finally verified him and put him through for more money than he had lined up in the first place. So the moral of the story is, and I'm not going to keep you much longer, don't give up. Do not give up. You may end up going through reconsideration 2, 3, or even 4 times. And many of you are getting a hell of a lot more than 3 times of what you got last year. So one more time, I ain't going anywhere until it's 10 grand, $2 million caps, 24 months of capital for everyone who wants it. And I want that fucking loan forgiven. And we have friends on both sides of the aisle, in both houses, that want to do the same. But you must put in the comments where you stand on both the Eidl advance, the $5,000 supplemental, and the 24 months of working capital. I'll peruse over the next 24 hours. And then I'll come out guns a-blazing on here, on Twitter, and wherever the fuck else I'm going to be, Facebook and LinkedIn, as soon as we launch Try Small Biz Incorporated. It's going to be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to help the smallest of small, the 1, 2, 3 person shop who probably gets next to no traffic, and then I start mentioning you on a podcast or a newsletter that goes out to thousands of people, or when I'm running advertising, the SEO and the search traffic is through the roof, and someone clicks through and buys something you're selling for $1,000, let's say, and it only costs you, I don't know, a couple $100 a year to be a member. That's 5 to 1. That's one fucking sale. Some of you are going to get filthy rich in the next 10, 20, 30 years and beyond. So ladies and gentlemen, until next time, always remember, I love each and every one of you. I missed you over the last few days, and thank you so much for watching.